Hey guys, we are trying a full face of new makeup. I have a really interesting mix of stuff. I have been using this Ciele tinted SPF. I am going to be using this for you guys today. I do have opinions. I will share them with you. I have a Beauty Pie cream bronzer. I have an Anastasia Beverly Hills contour stick that I would like to try out. I have an Iris and Romeo concealer. I've got a So She mascara. I really love this mascara from So She. Does this look familiar? The Peptide Lengthening Mascara. This one is their tubing mascara. So I wanted to try this. I have the Victoria Beckham lip liners. So she had come out with this set. It's the Lip Definer Trio, the private collection. And these are shades that kind of like fall between existing shades. So thought I'd give that a shot. I've got the RMS setting mist. And what I am most excited to try today, I placed an order at Dior for the Rosy Glow blushes, the powder ones. So they're kind of just reformulating their entire line. It seems like I ordered all 7 of the new blushes. Now I am planning on putting up a short swatching all 7 on my face. So I think I'll use like 1 or 2 today in today's video, but definitely look out for that short. I did a short also on all of the new Dior blush sticks, all 7 shades. I love the blush stick. I love the blush stick. So definitely check out that short. I really like the formula. I really like the shades. I love how they blend out. Just really great formula. But on top of the 7 blushes that I ordered from Dior, I also ordered one of their new Dior Addict Lip Glow Butter in the shade 101 Glaze Pink. I only got 1 shade of this because I didn't know if I was going to like the formula. We shall see. So those are the highlights of what to expect in today's video. Let's go ahead and get started with this Ciele Tint and Protect SPF 50 Tinted Serum. I feel like I've been trying a lot of new tinted based products like the Jones Road Tinted Moisturizer, the Merit Beauty, the Uniform, that's a tinted SPF. And now we've got this Ciele. And I've been trying this. I want to say I probably have used it 3 or 4 times at this point. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it, but I will mention a couple things as I apply it. So here's the packaging, really beautiful bottle. I do have it in the shade number 2 Fair, and this cap is like, it's almost like a dummy cap. So this is a serum foundation, so it's got this little pipette, and so I like to squeeze it, dunk it back in, pick up product, and then just drop it onto the back of my hand. So since it is a serum foundation, it is quite thin. I'm just going to turn my hand quickly there. As always, I am a brush gal when I apply foundation, but because this is a serum foundation, I think you would have really good luck applying it with your fingers. I did apply some of it to like this part of my face one day. It did blend out very nicely, but I did switch back to a brush just because, I don't know, I just like applying makeup with brushes versus my fingers most of the time. So the first thing I notice whenever I apply this is how blurred, oh, there's a butter's hair. It just instantly looks like smoother and more even before I've even like fully blended in the actual foundation. It's like upon first swipe, I'm like, oh, very blurred, very smoothing. The SPF in here is a mineral SPF, and I believe it is zinc oxide. And I do just want to mention my attitude when it comes to like an SPF base, a tinted SPF like this one, like the Merit one. I know they're designed to be tinted SPFs and that you can use it as your sunscreen, but I don't like using like that much foundation on my skin. It's just not what I normally do. So I never really depend on the makeup for the SPF coverage that I need. So I always apply SPF as my last step to my skincare before I add makeup. And I do reapply, or I try to remember to reapply. I always use my Shiseido clear sunscreen stick to reapply just sort of all over my face, especially before I go out for like walks, or if I, think I'm going to be spending any amount of time outside. I always try and remember to reapply my SPF. So I just wanted to mention that because I know a lot of people talk about like, oh, well, the amount that you're using and the SPF and blah, blah, blah. I never depend on just the SPF and makeup for my like sun coverage needs. So just wanted to mention that. But as you saw, I use about 2 of the pipettes for my full face, and you're probably not going to notice it in this video. I won't be filming for long enough. But by the end of the day, when I use this product, I do see that my skin is pretty shiny. And I don't always powder because I have very dry skin, but I do powder when I wear this particular product because I have noticed that I get pretty shiny by the end of the day. For me, again, with very dry skin, once I put some powder down, I'm good to go. I don't feel like I look overly shiny. I do look shinier at the end of the day than I do when I first apply it, but it's not too much once I put the powder down. So I just wanted to mention that if you have like normal to oilier skin, you're probably going to want a powder, of course, to set it down, and then you may want to powder as the day goes on. At least that's my experience. But I love the way this tinted serum looks on my skin. Like I said, I just noticed how it's so smoothing and blurring first and foremost. I love the like light medium coverage. I feel like it goes on really nicely. There's no fragrance. It like blends in beautifully. It sets down really beautifully, like all the good things. So 2 very big thumbs up for this product. All right, I did want to try this Iris and Romeo concealer that they sent me. It is the Best Skin Days Treatment Concealer, and we'll have to see if this shade works for me, but they did send over shade 2, and it has a doe foot applicator. Just apply some here and here. Very creamy. I'm going to use my BK Beauty A506 brush. So I press that in. Well, that shade is definitely perfect. That just like disappeared. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Really, really nice. I love it. All right, Best Skin Days Treatment Concealer. I'm impressed. Okay, let's try this Anastasia Smooth Blur Contour. They sent over the shade Halftone, and it is a really nice, cool tone. So here's the packaging. And it's so funny, when I first took it out of the box, I thought something was like missing from here, but that is the cap. And then here is Halftone. Really nice and cool. So I'm just going to go ahead and swipe this on here. And I'm going to take my BK Beauty 115 brush and bring this out. That's a great contour shade for sure. Nice and cool. After I blend it out, I feel like I see a little bit of like a pinky undertone, so that's perfect. Use what's left on my brush at the top of my forehead here. Oh, that's nice. Blend it out really nicely. Perfect tone. I think I'm feeling strong. I'm gonna go in and contour my nose here. Yeah, really natural. All right, Anastasia. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh, I have a cream bronzer. So let me put this on and then we'll set everything down with some powder. So this is from Beauty Pie, and this is their Awesome Bronze Sun-Kissed Bronzing Cream. I believe there's 4 shades, and they sent me Sunny Side. So here it is. And they did send along this dual-ended like stippling brush. So I think I'm going to dunk the larger side in there. Actually, let me do a swatch of this. I should do a swatch of that contour for you too. Apologies, hold on. This will actually be a nice comparison. So here's the ABH contour. Here is the Beauty Pie bronzing cream. So much warmer, much lighter in tone. Very peachy, a little bit of gray here. Okay, so I'm gonna stick the larger side of the brush, pick up a little bit of product here. It is nice and emollient. I don't know if you can see that. It's a pretty emollient cream. It's not very, it's not like a powdery kind of cream. And I'm just gonna stipple and then blend out a little bit. So wherever I would normally get the most sun, like the high points of my face, forehead, nose, cheeks, chin. Okay, I think that's a nice tone. When I swatched it, I thought, is this gonna be too warm on me? I think what saves this shade is it's very peachy. Instead of being, I don't know, too much of like a yellowy orange. There's a little bit of red in there that I think saves it. Yeah, I think that's a nice bronzer tone for me. All right, well that is the Beauty Pie Awesome Bronzer Sun-Kissed Bronzing Cream in Sunny Side. So I'm gonna go in and just set everything down. I just grabbed my Kogen Do Natural Lighting Powder. You guys know this is my favorite powder. I've got my BK Beauty 102 brush and just gonna set everything perfect. Skin still looks really soft. It doesn't look dry. Everything is set down beautifully. Okay, so let's move on to these new Dior Backstage Rosy Glow powder blushes. So like I said, I got all 7 of these shades, and I'm going to direct you to the short that I'm going to make where I'm going to swatch, like face swatch and arm swatch, all 7 of these shades. I knew in this video I wouldn't be able to like take on and put off all these shades because I have so much makeup down already. So I am going to use 2 shades, 1 on each cheek, and I'm going to use Toffee and Candy. These are my 2 favorites, I think, as for right now. And these are the 2 shades out of the 7 that have a little bit of shimmer to them. I do have 5 of the previous blushes. I really enjoyed this formula, and I was, you know, as we always are, when they reformulate and they repackage and they redo the line, it's always like, are they gonna make it better? Are they gonna make it worse? These are supposed to have a little bit more pigmentation than the older version. I don't know. I mean, I think the difference is so slight that I'm not sure they needed to reformulate the whole line to do it. They probably changed up the ingredients a little bit. I don't have both to compare, but these new ones definitely feel the same, especially when I finger swatch them. These are just like the blush sticks, supposed to be pH activated. I don't feel like I ever see any sort of like color shifting, or I don't feel like it looks very different on me than it does on other people. So I'm not exactly sure where that happens or what that's supposed to do, or what is supposed to happen, if anything. But anyway, the one shade that is like most noticeably not in this newer line that was in the older line is the shade Coral. So this guy, which is just a really light kind of like sorbet peach, there's no color that's sort of a match to that in the new line, and I thought that was really weird because I think for the longest time these were the only 2 shades in the original Rosy Glow blushes. It was the pink, which they do have, and then this coral, which they don't have. And then they released like 4 or 5 shades after that. I only have 3 of them, and they do have similar, if not the same shades in the new line as these old ones. So anyway, let's get on to applying them. So I'm gonna go in with Toffee. This is number 103. And there is a blush stick equivalent to this, which also I think is like my favorite blush stick color. But this one, so far, is my favorite powder color. And this, like I mentioned, does have a little bit of shimmer in there. So I'm using the BK Beauty Nikki LaRose N15 brush, and just gonna blend it on my cheeks. There is a little bit of a fragrance to these, and I was actually looking at the ingredients, and one of the last ingredients is raspberry ketone. And these do have, I don't know if they smell like raspberries per se, but they do have a little bit of like a slightly sweet, slightly kind of fruity scent. Very interesting for blush. I don't think I've ever had a fruity scented blush. So there is Toffee. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. And I don't know if you can see, it does have like a little bit of a sheen to it. And it's like a light golden sheen. So there is Toffee. So pretty. And then Candy, which is this very light, shimmery peach. And I'm gonna use my BK Beauty 107 brush. And this is a much brighter shade, but I really like how these blend out. But I felt the same way about the previous blushes. I feel like if you liked the previous version of these blushes, I don't think you'll be disappointed in these at all. They're very similar. Okay, so there's Candy, there's Toffee, and like I said, I'm gonna have a shorts with all of the swatches and everything, but let me go ahead and just swatch Candy for you. There's Candy. And I'll just show you the other 5. Here is Cherry, here's Pink, here's Rosewood, here is Berry, and here's Pink Lilac. And in terms of size, these actually have a teensy bit more in terms of grams. There's 4.4 grams in these old ones, and then there's 4.5 grams in these. And then just to show you packaging difference. Okay, I don't have a new highlighter, but I have been loving the new Prada highlighters. I love these. They're so beautiful. I did make a video swatching all 3, And the number one champagne shade is my favorite. I'm going to use my N14 brush from BK Beauty and go into the Prada highlighter. So smooth. So smooth. This plus the Ciele tinted serum, I mean, it's like your whole face is going to look smooth. Super smooth. Eyebrows. I don't have any new eyebrow products, so I'm just going to use my Dior Onset Brow Gel. I have it just sitting out here. And for eyeshadow, I actually just dug this out because I have not gotten a chance to try this, and I've really been wanting to try this. I've heard really great things, but this is from RMS Beauty. It's their Eye Lights, and it's their eyeshadow that comes in this little tube, and it even comes with this, it's like a key, and you can slip it at the end and like turn and twist it down. So that's pretty cool. I love that. So it says application, apply to eyelids using brush or fingers, begin at center and blend outward. Fast drying, so blend swiftly. And that's what I heard about these guys. They basically just stay put. So this shade is Strobe, and I'm going to use a brush. I'm going to use this Refer 02 brush. It's like a flat shader. Oh, this one is their synthetic hair. Let me actually grab one of the goat hair ones. Yeah, here's a goat hair one. You can use either with this cream product. So I'm just going to uncap it. Oop, it's coming out. And I'm going to dab some on and then blend. That is really nice. You know, you guys have heard me say I don't always have the best luck with cream or liquid eyeshadows. Sometimes I feel like they set down too quickly. Sometimes I feel like they don't set down at all. Sometimes I feel like they're really patchy. Fill in the blank, whatever problem. So I'm pretty skeptical when it comes to cream shadows, but this is really nice. And this color is so great. This color is amazing. Lovely. All right. Gosh, I love when I am pleasantly surprised by a product. You know what I really like about this? I feel like the pigmentation, the level of pigmentation is really nice. I don't feel like I'm putting on too much or too little. I'm able to build up by adding a little bit more. And it's not like subsequent layers of the product. I don't feel like I'm picking up the product that's underneath. That happens a lot with these kinds of shadows, that sometimes it like picks up the previous layer because they kind of like stick to one another. I am so pleased. And this shade, this Strobe shade, is perfect. It's like a satin finish. It's not super metallic. It's not matte. Oh, how lovely. Wow, I should have tried this sooner. I hate that. I hate when I've had a product sitting there and I'm like, oh, I'll try it later. I'll try it another time. And then when I do finally try it and I love it, I think, oh my God, I just wasted all that time. Anyway, let me go ahead and curl my lashes. I'll do that first, and then we'll use the new Sochi mascara. So this is the waterproof tubing mascara. And here's the wand. Fluffy, straightforward. And I believe all of the Sochi mascaras are refillable. I'm not going to do that now, but these cases are refillable. The shade is black, obviously. Oh, this is definitely more thickening than the other version, which is their peptide lengthening mascara. I really like that mascara. I typically go for lengthening, kind of separating mascaras, but if the thickening mascara isn't too like clumpy, I like those also. Yeah, this one doesn't look especially clumpy, you know, because I don't have that many lashes, and the last thing I need is for the mascara to clump my lashes together, and I end up with like 4. And I typically prefer waterproof mascaras. They generally, well, they stay put, and they also help to curl to my lashes. That's very nice. Yeah, if you like a thickening mascara, I'd go for this one. If you like a lengthening one, I would go for their peptide one. Okay, I don't have any new eyeliner, so I'm just going to throw on the Prada eyeliner in Ember. Still going strong with this eyeliner. And now for lips. We're going to try this new Lip Glow Butter from Dior. And, you know, They are really just, doing their thing, aren't they? Look at this packaging. It's pierced. Our little lip gloss tube is pierced. Oh my gosh. So there are a whole bunch of shades in this, and I got 101 Glazed Pink. I just wanted something that was kind of like a non-color almost. It's got one of those silicone tips. It's like just thick enough. It's not too thick. Like in my last trying new makeup video, I tried some of those Refi lip glosses, and those were a little bit too thick and goopy. I was getting the stringiness in here. This is like a little bit smoother. It's not as goopy. It's definitely not as thick. It's very nice. It's actually very, very nice. It is very buttery. Yeah, and this is it's like a non-color, a non-shade. I did also want to try the Victoria Beckham, the Lip Definer Trio Private Collection. So here are the 3 shades, very close, very, very close to one another. Okay, here is 1.5, 2, and 2.5. I don't even know if you can see the difference. This is like really, like we are splitting hairs here. So here is, let me do this. Here is 1.5, 2, 2.5. Is that helpful at all? Okay, I think I'm gonna try this guy. This one is 2.5, which I think is the coolest. It's the pinkest out of them all. 2 is probably the warmest, and then 1.5 has like the most kind of like brown in there. I don't know. That's the best I can do in terms of deciphering between these. So subtle. I mean, they're coming out with so many of these tinted balms. Whoa. Sorry, I just kicked my tripod. Apologies. Oh my God, I'm like so clumsy. Okay, they're coming out with so many tinted balms. It's nice to have all of these very like nude lip liners just to give like a little bit of definition. These shades, all of these I think would be really, really great pair to like something like this lip butter. And if I may add, I love Victoria Beckham. You know, I really like most of her products. The lip liners, I really do appreciate the shades. I like all of these like nude shades that she's come out with, but the formula of these lip liners, they're fine. I just don't think there's anything terribly special about them, but they're very, very good. I like the way they go on. They're just kind of like right in the middle of the road in terms of like longevity, in terms of like how they apply, the dryness, all of that. I will say I love, love, love the new Westman Atelier lip liners. Those lip liners, they feel different, and they feel like very unique and special. There's a certain kind of like stickiness to them. Those last a long, long time, but I don't think there's anything like terribly special about these lip liners. Okay, and last but not least, I have the new RMS Radiance Lock Setting Mist. Now, I'm very excited for this. You guys know I love a good mist. I love anything that's gonna help my makeup stay put. And one of the top ingredients is niacinamide, which my skin agrees with very, very nicely, but I know sometimes it bothers your skin, so I just wanted to mention that there is niacinamide in here. Okay, guys, it's all about the mister, isn't it? So let's see. Ooh, a nice gentle mist. Alcohol-free, it's non-sticking. This radiance-enhancing microfine setting spray instantly hydrates and replenishes the skin barrier for 24 hours as it locks in and prolongs makeup wear. Weightless, skin perfecting, melting, skincare infused, etc., etc. Okay, the spritzer is okay. It's not great. It is a gentle mist, but I did get some like plops of the mist on my face that I felt like I had to press in. In contrast to that, the Patrick Star One Size Powder Melt Setting Spray, this is divine. Absolutely divine. This spritzer is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. So, so good. And the product is very nice. It gives my complexion like a really nice sheen. This mist, very, very refreshing. It has a very light fresh fragrance. It's not sticky, it's not heavy. I do wish the actual spritzer was a little bit finer, other than that, I think it's very nice. All right, guys, that is it for this trying new makeup video. I will link to everything down below. I will tag as many of the products here on YouTube that I can. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.